Next up, we talked a little bit about this. We got an update. The special Tesla Model S that's been doing runs around the Nurburgring in Germany, trying to beat that record time that Porsche recently clocked with their Taycan all-electric Turbo S. Elon got fired up. I talked about it. He sent the car over. It was a heavily modified version of the car, not a production version of the car. So people had issues with the testing in the first place, but I still think it's impressive. A couple of hand-timed laps put this thing around 20 seconds faster than the Taycan's numbers. Taycan, I apologize for that. Yeah, it's not a production vehicle, but it's a crazy figure nonetheless. To be clear, I heard that this model was completely stripped down. So the interior, to get the weight down, you pull everything out. It's also got some triple motor setup that doesn't exist yet, but may at a later date. The wheel and tire package looks completely custom in this department. But an impressive feat, apparently it was replicating these types of numbers. Mm-hmm. And now we really got to start to say, okay, we are in the midst of the very first battleground, war zone of electric vehicle Nurburgring battles. It's the very beginning of the sort of future of high-performance car wars. These are, of course, sedans. Eventually, we're going to see this probably take place with more sporty models like the Roadster and so forth. But for the time being, it's like there's a real thing happening now. And up until now, it's just been Tesla exclusively. And now we have this going on where there's a whole new high-performance tinge to the EV landscape and the EV world. Now, it's important to note the reason this is back in the news. Well, actually, there's a couple reasons. First thing, it was difficult for Tesla to do this because there was no way to charge the car out there at the ring. So prior to this taking place, they were bringing generators in and things like that. And then eventually, Elon's like, nah, I ain't going to cut it. And so they install a supercharger at the Nürburgring, which is now there apparently permanently. So that's number one interesting subject. The other one you just showed, which is the fact that during some of the testing, one of the special Model S's broke down, and perfectly on cue, a Taycan, which is also on the track, just happens to be on the track at the same time, happens to be recorded at the same time, casually strolls past the broken down Model S. I mean, that's just too perfect right there. It's all heating up in the electric car space, and it's all good, Willie Doo. There's no need to get all fired up and intense about. It's a beautiful thing right here. Mm-hmm. This is engineering at the fringe.
BMWs here
at its finest. Yeah, some camouflage BMWs. Those are probably gasoline vehicles. Right. For all intents and purposes, it's far more likely that's the case. But
it's got like a D-brand skin on it.
Point is, I hear you guys saying, look, this is not a real record. That's not a production vehicle. But what I'm saying is, this is a beautiful thing that it's all going down. It's real. It was able to repeat the tracks. Apparently now, repeat the records multiple times on the track. Apparently now those Model S's are going to leave the track completely. So no more runs coming up shortly. But it's probably only a matter of time before we see this option for the triple motor, ultra ludicrous plaid Tesla make its way into production. That's going to be nuts. I might have to order one of those, Willie Doo. You never know.
Mm-hmm.